Howdy guys, in today's video I'm going to show you how to get the iconic background blur effect on your Sony a6000. In other words, I'm going to show you how to change the aperture settings. So let's just jump right into it. First up, we're going to go up here and we're going to spin the mode dial to A. That stands for aperture priority. And then after that, you can just spin the little spinny thing down here, or on the top actually, to change the setting. So before we get too deep, that exactly is aperture. So you might have heard it referred to as f-stop sometimes by some photographers. But aperture is pretty much the opening in your camera lens here that determines how much light gets into the sensor. If you have a tight aperture, aka a high value, that means less light is getting into the sensor, which means mirrors in focus. Versus if you have a wide aperture, which means it's wide open, more light will get into the sensor, which means you'll have better background blur. So the first situation where you might want to open up your aperture, aka decrease the value of it, is when you're looking to get better subject isolation and background blur. If you've ever seen a picture of, a human where the background is completely out of focus, that is achieved by shooting at a super wide aperture, such as f1.8 or maybe f2.8. On the flip side to that, if you want to shoot a landscape, like this beautiful scene right here, you can actually stop down your aperture, which despite the name means increasing the value. Think something like f11, f16, something like that. Shooting with a high aperture allows less light into the camera lens, but it means everything is more in focus, so to speak. And then finally, shooting in low light situations, you're going to want to bring your aperture value back down, open it up a little bit to let more light into the camera. So that's pretty much the basics when it comes to adjusting your aperture. Do remember that if you do want to shoot in complete manual mode, you will need to master shutter speed and ISO, but it just so happens that I do have videos on that subject. I'll leave a link to it, I think up on this side, somewhere up here. I have an entire playlist on the channel dedicated to teaching you pretty much anything you'd ever need to know about your a6000. So yeah, go ahead and check that out, and if you guys like this video, please consider liking it and subscribing, and thank you so much.